In today's video, we're spicing things up and bringing you guys 5 completely different coasters from themes to coaster types. We have a Viking launch coaster, a mythology rotating coaster, a tornado disaster coaster experience, a take on a Western Viking wooden coaster, and last but not least, we have a Western mine train roller coaster. So quite a jam-packed variety for you guys here today. I'm excited, so stay tuned and let's check them out. Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. Today we're going to be looking at 5 creations, all submitted by 5 Patreon supporters of the show. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you also enjoy the show and the content, check out the Patreon program below. As a bonus, you'll also get Spotlight priority like the 5 creators here today. So without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the first creation of the day. Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends. Oh, I love this setup. Channel 5 Gaming Spotlights presents to you Coaster Spotlight, kicking things off in loving memory of the one and only Zay4. Rest in peace, buddy. He gets to check out all of the spotlights here with us. Quite a joy. As well as the Queen Splash, making a splash over here. So our first creation of the day, number 1, is going to Blackwood Cliffs, created by Mr. Maker, a builder in this community as well as a golden patron. And here they say, hello everyone, I present to you Blackwood Cliffs, a vector rotating coaster twisting in and out of the rocks and above villages. I attempted to build a scenic, nature-packed environment for the coaster to go through. Coolest ride perspective is the middle cart second seat, but track view also works if the spinning is too much for you. In this blueprint are triggered events. I heard they can break sometimes, so I hope everything works. Awesome. Okay, really nice plaza so far and detailed queue. It has the whole package. I really like it. We're gonna have to take a look at it from a bird's eye view in a second here. What did they say? They said second seat, car 2, right? Middle car, second seat. I think this is it. Oh, what is happening here? And we have custom decorated trains. So while I like this view, we're a little bit obscured, so I definitely want to check out another perspective. Wow, that is quite gnarly. Nicely done. I think what might work. I think we should do a chase view. We can watch them spin and actually feel how the coaster track actually is. Yes, I like this. But look at those decorated trains. That's looking really cool. I definitely like what you did with the terrain. I forgot to mention this at some point, but these are all blueprint coasters. So when we have them all staged like this in one scene where I put them together and we can go through it like one big park experience, one after another, I try to pick up 5 4K blueprints and stage them all. So that means all the share codes will be down in the description as per usual, but these share codes are particularly important because you guys can download these and place them in your park if this is something that fits the theme of whatever you may be working on in Planet Coaster 2 currently. So that's very, very cool. So if you happen to be working on a Viking coaster or park, Viking park, then I think this is really nice. Like I said, coming on in here, beautiful plaza area. It's very scenic. We get good shots of the coaster everywhere. Integrated queue. Great usage of the rock work because you don't have access to the terrain tools when you're making a blueprint. And what I liked is there was an entrance over there and there's also an exit over here, which allows you to integrate it into both sides of your park, which I really, really like. I think that's done really, really well. And I do want to take a look and see how our nighttime lighting is on this creation. But here's a look at the footprint from the bird's eye view. I definitely think this is a very dynamic and well-developed footprint. Now, the nighttime lighting could use a little bit of work. The actual train itself is lit up. The station has a little bit of ambience, but the coaster itself is not. So unfortunately, it won't make for the best POV experience for nighttime, but that is something for our builder in this community to work on for next time. And in fact, I definitely feel like they are building above the builder quality. Brand new builders to the game tend to forget things like decorative cues, pathwork, theming, boarding station decorations. This is all the things that we're looking for from an advanced builder, and as such, I think we'll move Mr. Maker straight up to advanced builder. But next time, please do include that nighttime lighting, because that is something the advanced builders tend to also remember. But I think you checked all the boxes, just forgot to get the nighttime lighting, and I think that's easy enough for you to improve for next time. Coaster design's great, terrain's great, plaza's amazing, theming's good, really nothing to knock here, and that's what we come to expect from our advanced builders, which Mr. Maker's absolutely delivering on there. Very, very cool. Next up is the Temple of Ithica, created by Cold Sore, oh my god, an expert in this community, as well as a silver patron. And here they say, this is my first ever creation in Planet Coaster 2. It was kind of get my feet wet and get the feel of the new game, okay? I like compact coaster designs. While I typically don't do many blueprints, I've been considering doing more of these, as I did enjoy making this. Although it has a base theme, the ride is loosely based around mythology islands where Odysseus returned from the Trojan War after facing many obstacles on his journey, including encounters with the mythical creatures. I really enjoy the vibe and scenery in the day. It also looks great at night. I recommend any camera during the day and front bumper or guest view at night to see the rotating coaster views. There are a few realism additions with room for more who care about that. Okay, hope you enjoy. Rock on Channel 5. All right, pretty cool queue already. And one thing I said for our last creator is, you know, the advanced builders tend not to forget about the nighttime lighting. This being an expert creator and all, they did mention, please check it out at night. So, great to see that. But they are above advanced. They are an expert after all. But this is looking really cool. Coaster layout's great. All of this crammed into a blueprint. And I did mention Zaphor at the inside the park there, looking at all these creations. Fun backstory about Zaphor. They didn't like building parks, but then they started making blueprints, and they really liked the ability to make a coaster blueprint and share that with the community. As such, Zaphor became one of the best creators in terms of 4K blueprints out there, in terms of coasters, rides, track rides, dark rides, and Zaphor was really in love with the 4K blueprint coaster designing experience. The challenge of keeping all the theming into 4,000 pieces and making a good footprint became a love of his. And to hear this creator today say that they really enjoyed the process and look forward to doing it again is exactly what Zaphor went through, which started his journey to become a legend in this community. So, fun little backstory there. My words of encouragement are, try making coaster blueprints. You might surprise yourself, as we saw from the words of today's creator, as well as Zaphor in the past. This is really cool, actually. I love the theming gone into this. Yeah, there are a lot of details here. One of the better mythology coaster blueprint builds I've seen so far. And taking a stab at that spinning coaster, as well as our last creator, but completely different themes. They did give me some ride preferences. I kind of forgot about that. The intro is quite long. Let me see what they said here. Front bumper or guest at night. Well, we're doing guest view at day. I think this worked out just fine. What we will do, though, is we'll do the chase view again for the nighttime experience. Let's check this out. Oh, and I guess I forgot to do this. I'm a little rusty lately. 1.1 kilometers in length, 73 miles per hour. There's a look at the G-force if you'd like to see them foreign versions. 32,000 scenery rating. It's always fun to check out. Yeah, this is looking great at night already. I love the transition from the warm colors inside, and then you come outside and it's immediately got the cool colors and a nice gradient between the blue and green, showing a diverse color range throughout the blueprint. That's what really makes this thing stand out. And I think even having that blue lower down with the green up above gives it that cool, unsettling feeling on the lower half. I think that is really nice contrast. And then back into the warm hues again, and then back out into the cold. This is neat. Kind of gives it a little bit of a spooky, eerie vibe. Yeah, I very much like this. And a lot of coaster track on this. It is quite the duration. And they customize the car? Maybe just the front has a spear on it. No, it's really cool. And there's that transfer track there. A little bit of realism that they said they added in there. Yeah, the boarding station looks great. Let's talk about it. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Take a look at the whole footprint and the blueprint itself. Like, it has that wow factor in terms of theming, right? It feels mythology. The garden work out front is really, really nice. It's captivating. Has that coaster sign. I don't think our last creator did that. Yeah, so that might be something in terms of feedback. Well, we can kind of compare ourselves to our neighbors as we go through. What did they do that you forgot kind of thing? Maybe we can have that sign up here or on the backside, or even as we go up into the queue right about here, right? So that's something that could be improved over there. Just taking notes from this creation. The introduction of a pool. This is a swimming pool with the wave effects. They made it a wave pool and then also added water splashes. This here is probably the most vigorous stormy sea that I have seen in a creation in general, but very fitting to that of the mythology. How many Poseidon coasters have we seen so far using this model and water, and none of them have actually remembered to do something like this. And this one's not even claiming to be Poseidon. So I think next person to attack that Poseidon's curse type thing or whatever should take some notes here and do that ripple wave water with the splash ups and stuff, and make it, and maybe even match that with the nighttime lighting, make it really spooky like we saw here, and push that a little bit further. How can we do more big stormy splashovers and things like that? I think it's really nice looking. The actual temple, the boarding station here, also really nicely constructed. The coaster goes in and out of it. That's kind of tricky to pull off. Rockwork's looking really, really nice as well. Everything is beautiful, except the one thing I could give in terms of feedback and advice, and I can see how this came to be, is after we built this whole coaster with our station, we thought, how do we get our queue set up? How do we get the guests in and out? As a result, the creator had to find a way to run all these paths through here, right? And they're kind of just like floating about, and they look a little bit out of place. I think one thing that you could do that could help it, if we go into our cobblestone, or maybe this one here, and we go into our paintbrush, we can actually just repaint this. And I think that feels more mythology, breaks away from that woodwork. This, to me, personally looks a lot better and matching to the theme than the wood. So that's one thing to think about. But then the next layer of that would be, well, do you have any pieces left over, first of all? I'm not entirely sure if I can select just this blueprint. No, I'm getting some other stuff in there. But assuming you had even 100 or 200 pieces left over, you could try to build some bridges and pillars and try to make that Greek mythology marble bridge work of some sort. And I think that would help elevate the queue. And then as we're going through here, this is like a really nice section of the queue how do we get, you know, the stairs to be a part of that? I think having that stairs up here in the rock walls as we're going through might help to separate the janky staircase, right? Just keep it hugged, keep it hidden. One little bridge here takes us over to the building. Clean, done, perfect. That's probably my only bit of feedback for this creation. I think it was fantastic other than that. And again, that nighttime lighting was pretty spot on. It had a nice mixture of warms, cools, and great gradients. It looks really sharp. So great job on this one. And to our first creator, you know, this is some notes you can take from an expert builder who is a rank above you. Look at the difference there to here. Look at what they did and maybe try to add that and elevate your creation with that same type of nighttime lighting. Okay, so that's all she wrote for that one. We got 3 more creations, guys. Next up is Twister Ride the Storm, created by Fletcher931, an advanced builder in this community as well as a silver patron. Thank you so much for your support. Here they say, hey guys, this is a rotating coaster based off the film Twister. It features a couple of indoor-themed sections before a launch into an outdoor area. The tornado was an absolute pain to do with a lot of trial and error and frustration. Haha, I hope you all enjoy. Okay, this is very interesting because I just now realized that the first one was submitted as a launch coaster, but it in fact was also a rotating coaster. So this is actually like a whole, well, 3 out of the 5 are rotating coasters for today's episode, which is pretty cool, I guess. We haven't seen a whole lot of rotating coasters. All right, let's go. Okay, keep your arms and feet in at all times. This should be interesting. I have a feeling it's gonna be an experience. Let's find out. Breaking news, a Category 5 tornado imminent. Oh my God, that's pretty cool. The moving font there. Oh my God, wait. Oh, I wish we had a second. Oh my God, it's a flying cow. Oh, what? Oh, those scenes are, oh my God. Whoa, the building's moving. Yo. Okay, this is really, really cool. I just wish there was a little bit more time, a second or 2 longer, to really soak up what was happening there. And then it turns into a standard outdoor style coaster experience. That intro was a banger, though. There was some really, really crafty stuff going on in there. I think what we'll do is we'll walk through it and look at it. But that was really, really cool. Twister, Ride the Storm. I kind of wish you committed and just kept on going, but I guess your part count would have ended up. So you did like a half dark ride experience, which was great. And then you went ahead and just, you know, said, okay, since I'm running out of pieces here, I'll just make a coaster on the outside. Which honestly, it was a good experience mixing the two together. Coaster was fun, but look at this. Look at this stuff here. It's, oh, so cool. Yeah, we kind of have to like check this out. Let's see this. So you use the movers to move the font from left to right. Very smart. And you'll see it just move back. Yeah. And then as we go into here, we get the tornado warning. And an actual twister should come out here. But this is the sad thing is, I feel like we're looking here, right? And I feel like there's not enough time to catch what's actually happening. Because look at this. You actually took a bunch of wood planks and then spun them all. And as it's moving, it's pushing this stuff in the group with it. And other things are moving along. The twister is pushing its way through. You catch a glimpse of it just so briefly that you can't really see the flaws in it, which is kind of the benefit of doing it so quickly. But at the same time, I really wanted to appreciate the work got into it. And I was like, wait, what? And here, look at this. The roof gets flapped open and it's being pulled and a cow goes flying through. That is hilarious and amazing. And then what was the next element? The building itself starts to move, isn't it? Yes, this. So we're in here, but because all that trees and stuff, it made it feel like the boards were being ripped off and we are inside the building and the building is moving. That's what it felt like. And that was really, really impressive. In fact, so much so that I encourage our creator Fletcher to actually do a park version of this, you know, where you have unlimited pieces and you can really go ham. I really like these concepts. It's like nothing I've ever seen before in Planet Coaster 1 or 2. Having those animatable moving rotators and gizmos that Planet Coaster 2 has introduced can make it only possible in this game. And I just don't think anyone's really even thought of this concept. There's a lot more you can do with it, absolutely. But boy, oh boy, would that be a painstaking task. I applaud the effort 100%. I think it's not easy to do all those triggers, those sequencers, and have that all come together. And to scale it up would be definitely a lot of work. So I'm just going to appreciate the creation for what it was. Good coaster on the outside, good coaster on the inside. 3 really good Twister style themes. Loved everything about it. Absolutely. It left me wanting more, and I'm down for a sequel 100%. But if we don't get a sequel, I think this one stands out as memorable 100%. So great job on this one here today, Fletcher 931. Let's go check out our other creations of the day. Wow, so far so good, you guys. These patrons are coming out, showing us how it's done. Just so happens that almost every time I feature a supporter of the show, their stuff is amazing. It feels like the people that are really good at the game also enjoy supporting the show. So it kind of works out for everybody. When we feature these patrons, you almost know it's going to be a really fun time. So thank you guys. All your stuff would probably get featured anyways because it's so good. But you decide to support the show as a benefit. You get to see it. We get to see their stuff first. And it always generally turns out to be pretty good. 9 times out of 10. So here is this 4? No, it's 5. Sorry. All right. Our next creation of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Lasso. And this was created by ProdByDreamer, a builder in this community, as well as a silver patron. And here they say, take a ride on the wildest ride in the West. Lasso. This ride will have you whipping and roaring through 90-degree bank turns and over massive airtime hills. Perfect for any Western-themed area or park. This is the first blueprint I've made since returning to Planko after not uploading and taking a hiatus from Planko and Channel 5 Gaming due to life things. I'm happy to share this creation with you all. Please let me know your thoughts and feedback if you have for any for me. Thanks for looking at my creation, Dreamer. Oh, ProdByDreamer. I wonder if this is Dreamer Gaming. Would have been their old name, Dreamer Gamer. I recognize Dreamer as a name, but something's different here. So welcome back, Dreamer, and thank you for your support yet again, and glad to see you back into Planko building and submitting. Let's check out their creation. Off we go. Definitely loving the heavy banking, the whipping turns. Actually kind of feels lasso-y. Lasso-y. Yeah, it feels like we were getting whipped around like a lasso. It actually, you depicted the name of your creation in the feel of the ride. And I actually seen people do that in other ways in the past, and I think that's very clever. So very, very fun. It seemed like we had night lights, although I wouldn't expect there to be much. Wooden coasters are obviously one of the hardest coasters in the game to actually get lights on, but with enough spotlights and that sort of thing, it is possible. So we'll check it out at night from the back of the train. At the very least, we get the moonlighting. Not mad at it. Let's go. All right, let's talk about... So a couple elements of the coaster feel like it whipped left to right pretty drastically fast at a couple points. I feel like that could have been toned down just a little bit, but I really like the layout of the coaster. Very tall drop, very big lift, heavy banking, you know, it's looping in and out. It has that lasso-y feel. I like it. I love the addition of the big sign there on the side of the coaster. It actually kind of feels a little bit, it reminds me of a little bit of a Zephyr coaster. There was some issues placing it. As you can see, there's like this weird fence sitting out here. I felt like something, there was like a floating tree and a couple floating fences. Something about it felt a little incomplete. I don't see even here. Or it felt like it was ripped out of a park. I would have just finished off the blueprint, you know, finished off the fencing, and then maybe amped up that western aspect a little bit more. All this pathing that you see out front here was added by me. So when you're saving the blueprint, you can actually bring that pathing in with it to create more of a plaza. And with that, you can maybe try to add in a little bit more of those Western doodads. You know, I don't think there's much needed to make it a Western coaster because of all the wood that exists. It's pretty obvious. A lot of wooden coasters work really well in a Western theme park. And I think this attempt to make Western out of what we currently don't have a Western theme in the game, but using those tarps and the wooden pieces, you can definitely achieve it. So I want to see more Western, guys. I love this idea of Western. With that being said, that's what our next creation is. Western. So we get a double look at it. So, you know, while we have this little Western station, let's see what kind of Western elements your neighbor has done in our next creation. And maybe you can get inspired to add some of that to this blueprint to update it just in some of these areas. And then I guess the nighttime lighting could be jazzed up a little bit in some of the areas. But overall, a very solid build. Just needs to include a little bit more of that path work and footprint to finish off that footprint. Okay, let's move on to the last creation of the day, which is also Western. We are looking at Silver Creek Mine Train, created by Fletcher931, which is the same creator that just showcased the Twister Ride the Storm. So, double feature, and thank you for supporting the show again. Hey guys, I've created a mine train coaster that I've managed to keep under 4,000 pieces so that it can be used as a blueprint in people's parks. Hope you enjoy it, Ben. Awesome. This is looking very Westerny. The mix between the cobblestone and the wood is pretty nice as well. I think the buildings could use a little bit of trim on the sides. See that sharp edge there? Just a wooden support going down. Wooden column. Could look very, very nice. But I like it. I like the oil rig thing going on the side there as well. Which one of these is the queue? That's an exit. It must be up this way. No? Wait, what is this? Oh, wait, what? Must be up here. No, not up here either. All right. And that's also an exit. Where are you guys getting in line? Please tell me. This makes absolutely no sense, does it? Oh, maybe through the gift shop? No, but it has a gift shop. Huh, not through this gift shop. Here, main queue fast track. I passed by it when I was looking around. Right here, and a big sign. Dear. All right, double entrance, fast pass, as well as regular, and double exit apparently. So, traditional mine train, not a swinging mine train, which honestly I haven't seen too much of. So the way we do this is we look forward at the back. Or we can do track view. Maybe we'll do track view as well. All right, let's go. Oh my god. What is happening in here? I love the mines. Really nice touch there. The terrain is amazing because this is done with scaled up rocks, which is brilliant. going in and out of mines, as we should be on a mine train coaster, but all done in blueprint format. It's really, really cool. Now, let's look at it and let's talk about it. I do want to take a peek at the nighttime lighting as well. Not a whole lot going on here. A little bit. One thing you could do, let me pause so I can think. So if you had, maybe it might be piece count heavy, but you did this in a smart way where, you know, it's dark enough where you won't see the panels. But what would have been impressive to me, and I don't know how many pieces you had left over, but for the future, actually building those wooden supports and those frames where the actual cave, the mine, is being held up like this, and then having a couple lanterns in there and stuff. That would be really, really impressive. And then we can ride it at night as well. But, you know, you probably were running close to running out of pieces here. Now, interestingly enough, everybody, this submission says that they are Fletcher unranked. So they submitted this before they even had a rank. This was probably the first thing they've ever built. And then the Twister Coaster that they were showcased as, they're listed as advanced. So with the new submission system, we're collecting your rank at the time that your rank was when you submitted something, whereas the Planet Coaster 1 submission form, it automatically updated and pulled it from the database. So, you know, if you became a legend and you submitted something years back when you were a builder, it would still say legend. So now it's really cool because I can see that this is something that they built before the Twister, and I can also see that at some point between now and then, between this and that, they were obviously featured in either a flat ride spotlight, one of the other spotlight features, maybe another coaster spotlight. There's definitely something that I featured them and gave them a promotion, a well-deserved promotion, if not two. So we don't have to give that promotion here today because they're already listed as advanced. But looking at this creation here alone, we have that plaza work, we have that terrain work, we have really cool Western builds. I think you pulled off your theming. You had some interesting multiple queues and multiple exits with decorations and a pretty fun coaster at that as well. So this would definitely have been enough to get you to advance. And then you're showing some really cool advanced techniques using those trigger sequences over on the Twister Coaster as well. So this creator's really showing us how it's done. And I think you keep building like this and you keep submitting things. I mean, this is obviously your third or fourth feature by now based off your rank ups. You're going to be expert in no time. And I really love to see how active Ben Fletcher is in this community. So can't wait to see what you do next, Ben. And really good job pulling off this Western theme. I think it looks great. The only thing I mentioned was maybe adding a little bit more trim, adding a little bit more of that woodwork, and maybe even doing that so for your mine shafts as well. But this is like a really nice composition, really good terrain out of the scaled rocks. Love everything about it. And hopefully your neighbor here can take some inspiration from some of your Western builds as well. But between the two of you guys, I love people taking a stab at this Western. It's something we haven't seen in Planet Coaster 2 so far. And it's something that I actually really enjoyed in Planet Coaster 1. And I think we do have the pieces possible to build Western in this game right now currently. So please submit your Western stuff. In fact, I'm going to go into the submission form right now, doing it live. I have now added Western as a submission option in the submission form. Submission form can be found down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen, as well as all the share codes for all of these amazing blueprint creations that can be placed in your parks. If you're building a Western park, use these two Western. Definitely a nice mythology, a great Viking, and this nice little Twister Coaster as well. A great variety from 5 supporters of the show. Thank you guys so much again for your support. And if you guys want to support the show as well and get your stuff seen first or seen in a big feature bundle like this, check out the Patreon program down in the description. All right, and that's going to do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye now.